Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome again. Welcome again to our mentoring recovery support group. My name is Craig. I'm one of your recovery coaches here at Capital Recovery Center. And today we're going to bring you an article full of information. Just to clear the air, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay, all month long, we are being mindful of the fact that May is Mental Health Awareness Month. On tomorrow, Friday, May 31st, 2024, in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, we're asking everyone to wear green, some sort of green, in support of Mental Health Awareness Month. All right, and so the article that I'm going to bring to us is brought to us by betterhelp.vic.gov.au. You can go online and retrieve this article. And without further ado, how you like that linguistic term? Further ado. All right, and so we're going to be talking about traumatic reaction and recovery, mentoring recovery support group. We're going to be discussing traumatic reaction and recovery. And so to stay in the same line of mental health awareness, we're going to get right into it. And so first thing we want to share, and that is traumatic experiences, plural, traumatic experiences. All right, and so it is normal to have strong emotional or physical reactions following a distressing event. On most occasions, though, these reactions subside as a part of the body's natural healing and recovery process. There are many things you can do to help cope with and recover from such an experience. A traumatic experience is any event in life that causes a threat to our safety and potentially places our own life or the lives of others at risk. As a result, a person experiences high levels of emotional, psychological, and physical distress that temporarily disrupt their ability to function normally in day-to-day life. Examples of potentially traumatic experiences include natural disasters such as a bush fire or flood, being a victim of or witness to a crime, act of violence, or armed robbery, being involved in or witnessing a serious car or transport accident, being in an airplane that is forced to make an emergency landing, being physically or sexually assaulted, being exposed to images, news reports, or social media posts of these types of events, right? We're talking about traumatic experiences, right? And so those who may be joining late, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're going to be sharing information about the importance of mental health. So we just discussed the traumatic experiences. I gave you 6 bullets or 6 points or 6 categories of what can be subscribed as traumatic events or experiences. All right. So the next one we want to talk about reactions to trauma. Some people respond. Some people may realize, or the help may be provided for those who may have experienced some type of traumatic experiences. And so it's very important to seek professional help and learn how to deal with such tragic, all right, or trauma. All right. So it says reaction to trauma. The way a person reacts to trauma depends on the type and severity of the traumatic event. Whether the person has any previous relevant experience or training, if they are active or helpless, the amount of available support following the incident, other current stressors in the person's life, their personality, natural levels of resistance, and any previous traumatic experiences. Common reactions include feeling as if you are in a state of high alert and on watch for anything else that might happen. We talked about traumatic experience. Now we're talking about the reactions to trauma. Feeling emotional numb, as if a state of shock, becoming emotional and upset, feeling extremely fatigued and tired, feeling very stressed and or anxious, being very protective of others, including family and friends, not wanting to leave a particular place for fear of what might happen, swinging between these reactions. These reactions are normal, and in most cases, they subside as a part of the body's natural healing and recovering process over the next few weeks. However, we want to talk about the mental reactions to trauma, right? And I'm gonna give you some bullet points of mental reaction to trauma. And they are reduced concentration and memory. All right, talking about mental reactions to trauma, reduced concentration and memory, intrusive thoughts about the event, repeatedly playing parts of the event over in the mind, confusion or disorientation, right? Then there's another one. We talked about the mental. Now we're going to talk about the emotional reactions to trauma. And they include fear, anxiety, and panic. It's good to know these things because now you're able to identify and recognize them. If you are feeling some of these mental reactions or emotional reactions, I suggest that you seek some type of professional help, as always. All right. And so another emotional reaction to trauma would be shock, difficult believing in what has happened, feeling detached and confused, feeling numb and detached, not wanting to connect with others, or becoming withdrawn from those around you, continuing alert, alarm, feeling like the danger is still there or the event is continuing, let down after the crisis is over, exhaustion may become obvious, emotional reactions to the event are felt during the letdown phase and include depression, avoidance, guilt, oversensitivity, and withdrawal. All right, we don't talk about the mental reaction. We just share some information on the emotional reaction. Now let's talk about the physical reaction to trauma. Right, and they are fatigue or exhaustion, disturbed sleep, nausea, vomiting, and dizziness, headaches, excessive sweating, and increased heart rate. All right. And so these are some things that we must be able to identify and recognize from a mental, from an emotional, and from a physical perspective. All right. And then let's talk about some of the behavioral reaction to trauma. All right. And they are avoiding reminders of the event, inability to stop focusing on what occurred, right? Getting immense or recovery related tasks, right? So if you see somebody who may be struggling with mental health, they can be going through some of these bullet points that I've just went over. They can be experiencing some type of mental reaction, emotional reaction, physical reaction, and then they may have a behavioral reaction, losing touch with normal daily routines. Quite sure we have seen people who we may look at and probably didn't really understand how to categorize their mental state at the given time. And so this give us some insight of maybe they can be going through all of these, the mental, the emotional, physical, and behavior all at once. Who am I to say? But it can give us some insight or better understanding when we do see people who are struggling with mental health. We can be more sensitive, more humane to people because they could have went through something that could have triggered them to respond the way they respond. All right. Another one is a behavioral reaction is change appetite, such as eating a lot more or a lot less. Turning to substances such as alcohol, cigarette, and coffee. And the last one, the article talks about sleeping problems. All right. So we want to make some sense of the traumatic events. Once the distressing event is over, you may find yourself trying to make sense of the event. This can include thinking about how and why it happened, how and why you were involved, why you feel the way you do, whether feelings you are having indicate what kind of person you are, whether the experience has changed your view on life, and how, right? And so this stuff is very important because as we know, we live in a world that so much is going on around us. Earlier on, the article made mention of social media. So we may see something on social media that can be a traumatic experience, right? And so just be mindful of when we see people who are struggling with mental health, we need to be more understanding, all right? And so next one we want to cover, and that is helping resolve traumatic reactions to trauma. All right, somebody is online. Hi, Dawn. All right, so Dawn, we are talking about mental health awareness month, and so we are going over some mental health information. So the next one we want to talk about helping resolve traumatic reactions to trauma. All right, there are a number of strategic strategies that can help a person resolve traumatic reaction. And so I'm going to read a list of these. And it says the number one talks about recognize that you have been through a distressing or frightening experience and that you will have to react to it. Accept that you will not feel your normal self for a period of time, but that it will also eventually pass. Remind yourself daily that you are managing. Try not to get angry or frustrated with yourself if you are not able to do things as well or efficiently as normal. Don't overuse alcohol or drugs to help you cope. Avoid making major decisions or big life changes until you feel better. Gradually confront what has happened. Don't try to block it out. Don't bottle up your feelings. Talk to someone who can support and understand you. Try to keep your normal routine and stay busy. Confine your life, but take your time to get back to normal. All right. It says when you feel exhausted, make sure you set aside time to rest. Make time for regular exercise. It helps cleanse your body and mind of tension. Help your family and friends to help you by telling them what you need, such as time out or someone to talk to. Relax, all right? Relax is very important. Self-care. Use relaxation techniques such as yoga, breathing, or meditation, or do things you enjoy, such as listening to music or gardening. All right. And so me and Dawn was in class today, and she was talking about how she really enjoyed her gardening, and I when she told me, I immediately thought about the therapeutic aspect of that. All right, and so we're talking about helping resolve traumatic reaction to trauma. When the trauma brings up memories or feelings, try to confront them, think about them, then put them aside. If it brings up other past memories, try to keep them separate from the current problem and deal with them separately. One problem or one issue at a time. All right. And so now we get down to some more good stuff, and this is so important as well. Healing and recovering process after trauma. Any event that places a person's own life or the lives of others at risk results in the human body going into a state of heightened arousal. This is like an emergency mode that involves a series of internal alarms being turned on. Emergency mode gives people a lot of energy in a short period of time to maximize the chance of survival, right? So a lot of times we have to go into that survival mode. Most people only stay in emergency mode for a short period of time or until the immediate threat has passed. But sometimes people keep going into it afterwards when unexpected things happen. So we have some people who may be rehearsed in their mind, and it may take time, and it may be hard for them or difficult for them to let it go and move forward. And so they may need some type of therapeutic counseling from a professional. Maybe they just need time. So some people are wired differently. That's what I want to say. We are all wired differently. So it says being in emergency mode uses up vital energy supplies, and this is why people often feel tired afterwards. The normal healing and recovery process involves the body coming down out of a heightened arousal. The internal alarms can turn off, the high levels of emergency subside, and the body can reset itself to a normal state of balance and equilibrium. Typically, this should occur within approximately 1 month of the event. And so this article states there is a 1 month time period that it may take for some people. It's not. It doesn't say all people. It says some people. It doesn't even say some, but it says this should occur within approximately 1 month of the event. So don't take my word for it. Don't take this article for it. If you're experiencing some type of traumatic event, always seek professional help. Let them give you the time frame. Let them tell you how much rest you need, how much relaxation you need, what therapeutic process to take. And so it varies between you and your professional subscriber. All right. So let's go on. We have one more that we want to cover after this one, and that is seeking help from a health professional after a traumatic event. How I know that? Because it's right here in front of me, and we're going to see what this article says about seeking professional help. All right. And it says traumatic stress can cause very strong reactions in some people and may become chronic, ongoing. You should seek professional help if you are feeling very distressed after the event, are unable to handle the intense feelings or physical sensations, don't have normal feelings, but continue to feel numb and empty. Feel that you are not beginning to return to normal after 3 or 4 weeks. Continue to have physical stress symptoms. Right? We're talking about seeking help from a health professional after a traumatic event. Continue to have disturbed sleep or nightmares. Deliberately try to avoid anything that reminds you of the traumatic experience. Have no one you can share your feelings with. find that relationships with family and friends are suffering. So we're still talking about seeking help from a health professional. And if you cannot return to work or manage responsibility, uh, and if you keep reliving the traumatic experience, you feel very much on edge and can be easily startled. This article suggests that after I read all the bullet points, it says for you to seek a health professional after a traumatic event if you unable to get back to normal and that the traumatic experience is ongoing. We call that chronic. Right. The last and not least we want to share, and that is this one. Post-traumatic stress disorders. After the distressing events, some people find their reactions are serious and do not gradually subside after a month. Okay? And so a lot of times we talk about a lot of time substance abuse, alcohol or drug addiction, and we talk about getting well, we talk about prevention, intervention, all that good stuff is good. But sometimes there are the mental health component that is attached to the substance abuse aspect. And so therefore, both of these aspects need to be treated appropriately by professional people. And so whether it's substance abuse or whether it's mental health, we suggest that you get healthy and well. We want to dispel the myth. We want to dispel the stereotypes about mental health, about substance abuse, that you can't get well with the proper medicine, with the proper doctors, counselors, therapists, doing all that is required of you to do. You can become as healthy as someone else. All right. And so, what level of how that would look like, that would be between you and your professional health care provider. Severe prolonged reaction can be disabling and can affect a person's relationship with family and friends, as well as their capacity to work. Such reactions might indicate post-traumatic stress disorder. In this condition, the impact of the event continues to cause high level of stress. And so if you are experiencing any form of post-traumatic stress disorders, hey, listen, that don't mean that you can't get well, that you cannot overcome the process. That is the hope. That is my hope, and I hope that you can. I'm always going to be rooting for the overachiever or those who overcome any type of tragedy, those who maybe in resilience to an event that may have caused a setback in their life. I am one to encourage you. I am one to advocate for you and let you know that there is help out there for all of us. We're not on an island of our own. We are here as each one teach one, each one reach one. And so with that note, I'm glad that whoever may be watching has watched this. Yes, this is our mentoring recovery support group. However, May is our mental health awareness month. So we want to intertwine both aspects into one recovery support group, because both of them are significant and important and deserve much needed attention. All right, until the next time, enjoy yourself, stay healthy, stay safe, take care.